All right, so if you're wondering what's really going on in coastal Volusia County, specifically New Smyrna Beach, which is very similar to the other areas that we cover, this video is going to answer that question, okay? Because depending on who you listen to, some people are saying, oh, the market's crashing. Some people are saying Florida's dead. Other people are saying nobody's buying at all, or insurance is destroying everything. And then on the complete other side, you have people saying, oh my gosh, everything's perfect and amazing, and people are buying and people are selling in quick times.
But what is the truth?
The truth is somewhere in the middle. And honestly, it may be one of the most important market updates that we've done because the data show a very clear shift that's happening right now. We're talking about buyer behavior, we're talking about inventory, negotiation power, and especially condos, which we're going to hit on. Yes. Okay. So today we're breaking down the actual numbers for New Smyrna Beach from the Board of Realtors from the April 2026 market report.
Okay.
Hey there, if you're new to the channel, you want to learn everything there is to know about living in New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas like Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach Shores, Ponce Inlet, Port Orange, and Edgewater, then you have come to the right place. My name is Matt Ecoff. This is my beautiful wife, Rachel Ecoff. We are local real estate expert here to share everything from the best neighborhoods to the hottest spots around town. We cover cool school zones to flood zone. Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So whether that be in 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you move to the beach. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe so you get all the updates and notifications about New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. Now let's jump into these numbers today because we have a lot to unpack. So let's talk about the single family market overview, okay? So let's start with single family homes. The median home sale price in April 2026 was $407,000, okay? That's down 12.5% year over year from $465,000 in 2025.
Now, is that Volusia County just like as a whole, that's the median price, or is that nationwide?
This is actually New Smyrna Beach specific, because I get through the Board of Realtors, I get you don't look at them, I do. Okay. We get the stats, the monthly stats on what's going on. So this is April 2026 versus April 2025, and then we're going to talk about some yearly stats as well. So cool. So median home in April 26 was 407. 2025, we're down 12.5% year over year at 465 of April of 2025. So immediately people hear that and they think, okay, so the market's crashing. But it's important to understand what those reports actually are measuring, because this doesn't necessarily mean that the homes are down 12.5% in value. What it means is that median home sold price was lower this year so far. Okay, and this can happen because of a lot of different reasons. Different types of homes that are selling, fewer luxury homes are being sold, which we know that and we see that. In fact, right now, anywhere between $1 million and $2 million is really, really hard and struggling to sell. So some of the lower end houses, not lower, I don't mean this in a bad way, I'm just saying compared to lower end compared to $1 million to $2 million houses.
Price wise.
Buyers are becoming more price sensitive, and they know that this is a buyer's market for them. Or sellers started pricing more realistically, or the big one that you don't know unless you live here, or you see this every day, is you got a lot of family trust. You have a lot of people that are aging out, and a lot of people, unfortunately, that are passing, and kids are wanting to sell pretty quick.
And that's really affecting the market by people wanting to just move something quickly.
Yep, I had 5 family trusts in December that I dealt with, and all of them, I'm like, do you want to hold for 6 months and see what happens, or do you want to sell it right away and put it at a really good price and sell quick? And every one of them says, let's go aggressive and let's go really, really fast.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that hurts the sellers that are around them that aren't so desperate, but then it drops those prices. All right, so part 2 is the inventory shift. Okay, so now here's one of the biggest changes that we're seeing is in inventory. Single family inventory dropped from 606 homes last year to 473 homes this year. So that means that there are less houses available for the buyers, and means that sellers can be a little bit more picky because there's a little less inventory for buyers availability. So,
but the consensus is still that it is a buyer's market here right now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. So, which is actually surprising because nationally people keep hearing there's way too much inventory, But in our market specifically, inventory is actually tightening somewhat compared to last year. But here's the key. Month supply of inventory is still at 5.7 months, which means that we can support buyers for 5.7 months without a single other listing. Okay, that's basically approaching a balanced market. Okay, when you're at anywhere between 4 and 6 months, then you're at a balanced market. So now
that's good.
Yeah, it is good. Okay, so we're not the insane market, the seller's market that we had in 2021 or 2022, where
Right.
you could put a house up for hours and you had 20 showing requests.
Mhm.
But it's also not a total buyer collapse market either.
Okay, so we're in a kind of a more healthy medium. It's not crazy. It's not so low. It's a little competitive here. I think beachside for sure, and I
Yep.
think it'll always be competitive. But we're in a really healthy market right now. Beachside, I would say.
Healthy market, still leaning a little bit towards buyers. All right, so part 3 is talking about buyers. Buyers have leverage again. Okay, this is where things get really interesting, in my opinion. Homes are taking longer to sell. Okay, way longer, in fact. So median time to contract for a single-family home jumped to 48 days. 48 days to get the contract. Okay, so the median home is now selling in 99 days. It's taking 99 days from the time it lists.
That's much longer.
It is much longer, yeah. So you're adding about a week and a half to the time. So that's over 3 months from listing to closing. So, which means that buyers finally have something that they haven't had in years, which is time. Okay, in 2021, you had literally hours to make a decision. Now buyers can negotiate, they can inspect, they can compare properties, and they can sometimes even ask for concessions again, which we just had recently. A house that had been on the market for a while, 146 days, I think that was the number. And we had a good offer, but we were kind of at our max budget, and we asked for some concessions, and we won. Yeah, it was a really great deal, and a great deal for Andrew and Gabby. So really happy about that. So this is a huge shift psychologically when buyers have time on their hands. Just don't take too much time, because if you got a hot property and you look, I'm not a big fan of Zillow personally, but if you go on Zillow and you see how many times the house has been clicked and how many times the house has been saved, if you're looking at over 20 or 30 saves in a month period, then it's a pretty poppin' property. Poppin' property, yes.
All right.
Okay, so part number 4 is condo market is a different story, which is a different story. So let's talk about condos and townhomes for a second, because this is where the market really gets interesting. I know I've said that. I think I've said several of these things are interesting, but
you saying this one really interesting.
I find this one interesting. I find real estate in general interesting, and sometimes I get overboard with it, but I live and die by it. So the buyers and the sellers don't have to. So I can know this stuff, and so they can ask a question and I can have the answer to it.
I like that. It's being the most informed real estate person that I know.
I think so. Well, good. You don't know a lot of them. So actually, you do.
I
know
do
a lot
actually.
Of them. You do know a lot of them. Never mind. You do know a lot, and now your opinion's biased, but nevertheless. Okay, so median condo prices actually went up. This is crazy, because houses went down. Median condo prices went up 13.5% year over year, and are sitting at $420,000 right now. So, but despite prices rising, condos are taking forever to sell. Median time to contract, 111 days.
That's a lot of days, guys.
That's a lot of days to contract, not even to close. Okay.
Yeah.
Median time to sell, 139 days. Okay. So that's nearly 5 months from listing to closing, and it is because of the inventory.
So you're saying there's a lot of inventory, prices are a little bit higher, but they are taking a long time to sell. What is the opportunity for buyers right now in the condo space? Like, are we looking at a buyer's market for condos as well, or are people holding on to that a little harder?
So I hated, before we sold real estate, before we did this, I hated hearing agents say or market, just make an offer, just make an offer, just make an offer. I hated hearing that. But the fact is, we don't know what the seller's motivation is when we're coming in as a buyer's agent.
Right.
And so I would say, if it's something that you're interested in, even if it's coming in less than what you think, don't be offended, or don't think that you're going to offend somebody by putting in an offer. You don't know their circumstance. And so I say, with a lot of inventory, like Ocean Walk, for example. Ocean Walk's a great condominium complex. It's close to Bethune Beach on a non-walk beach. 20 buildings there, but there's 63 units for sale in there. How are you going to stick out?
How are you going to stick out?
How are you going to stick out? If your agent is showcasing you, then that's going to stick out. That's good. But
specifically, if you're a buyer in that situation, you're not the seller. You are going in, you are looking for an income property or a getaway beach condo. I would almost bet to go into that property that has a bunch of them for sale, because that's where you're going to get the deal.
Yeah, you have a very good chance that you're going to get a deal there. And you leverage them against each other. You say, hey, look, there's 17 2s, in here. These are the ones that I'm looking at. This is one I'm going to make an offer on, and you just leverage them against each other. Is it going to take a little bit more time? Probably, but at the end of the day, it's about getting the best deal that you can.
Yeah, because we have some friends that were really, really highly interested in a very specific condo property that was on the beach. And there's only like, I want to say like 6 of them in that building, right? There's only 6 altogether. And when you're looking at something like, when you're looking at something like that, your chances are far, far less. And that seller is really just sitting on it, waiting for the exact right buyer. And they have the ability to do so. But when you've got 63 other people competing with you in the same building, I mean, that's, you know, that's where you're going to win.
So let's get into more of the condos, which is part 5, which is why condos are slowing.
Okay, yeah.
Because condo buyers right now are evaluating way more than just the purchase price. We're talking about this now. And honestly, this makes complete sense. They're evaluating things like the HOA fees, the reserves, insurance, it's special assessments coming up, structural inspections, like Sears reports and milestone reports, rental restrictions, financing restrictions. I mean, we were talking to Helen the other day on the phone that's coming in from New Jersey that watches our videos, and she's talking about, you know, I mean, she was very educated. She knows the difference between co-op and condo-tel and warrantable and non-warrantable. I'm like, man, Helen, you're like you're smarter than 98% of the real estate agents in this world.
Yeah.
So, and also buyers are nervous. Buyers are nervous, especially when after everything that happened in the collapse in Miami a couple years ago, and they are nervous and they want to make sure that these reports and everything are done. So,
and you absolutely should, which is why you need somebody like you representing them and knowing all the facts and being able to talk to the management and everybody about all of those disclosures.
So we were talking to Helen for the first time on our Zoom a couple days ago, and she's telling me, you know, what she wants with her budget, and I'm able to kind of name her the places that the reserves are done, you know, where she can buy in, where they're co-op versus, you know, condo-tel, and how much they're going to make on the rental side of things. And so, yeah, you know, if you're not an active agent or you're not working with an active agent, then you're not going to get those things, and you're going to take a a lot longer for your discovery period.
Very important, very, very important.
Okay, so let's get into part number 6, which is cash buyers still dominate. Cash buyers are always going to dominate.
I was going to say, I feel like a cash buyer is always going to be the winner, but
I'll tell you what really stood out to me when I was looking at these stats this month was that cash is a huge part of this market right now. In fact, 42.5% of sales are cash. I mean, that's almost
here
half.
in New Smyrna Beach.
Condos and townhomes. So that's single family homes. 42.5% of single family homes are being bought cash.
Oh, okay.
Condos and townhomes, 49% cash. So almost half the condos that are being purchased in cash right now, which tells you that this is still a heavily investment-driven and retirement-driven market, because those are the ones that have the cash. A lot of buyers here sold homes up north. They have equity, are retirees, or they're investors, and they have that money, and cash gives them leverage in this environment. You can do cash, you can do no inspection and a quick close. I'm not saying do that, but if you're coming in really, really, really low and you're really confident in this unit, then you can come in aggressive and say, I'm doing cash, quick close, no inspection. I want this. And in fact, I just did this with the guy Don in Castle Reef. And he's like, I want this unit if they're willing to do this. Yeah, because he's an investor, but he also wants to use them for himself. But he's got that leverage.
Yeah.
All right, so part 7, let's talk about what is actually selling. Now, here's something very, very important. Well-priced homes are still going to sell. We say all the time, price fixes everything. In fact, new pending sales for single-family homes jumped 62.5% year over year. That's a huge jump. That's a massive increase, okay? This means buyers are active here in New Smyrna Beach.
Oh, for sure they are.
They're just a little bit picky, okay? This market punishes unrealistic prices, deferred maintenance, bad presentation. We've been talking about this a lot recently.
Yes.
We've been seeing this a lot recently. And stubborn sellers. If I see a place that somebody's like, hey, I want to check this place out, and it's been on the market for 400 days, and I see after 100 days it price reduced $1,900. I'm like, come on,
crazy.
Man. This seller is unreasonable. This is a stubborn seller.
That is the market telling you it is not priced right.
Yeah. So these are things that that the buyers are looking at. But desirable homes, they're still moving, especially updated homes. Beachside properties, if they're priced well, are always moving. Yep. Short-term rental opportunities are crazy popping all the time. And then houses that are priced correctly from day one, they're seeing the most action.
Yep. Yeah, and if you price your house aggressively because you really are just looking to move and you're being realistic about it, those are the ones that we're seeing just fly.
Yeah.
I mean,
In fact, they're getting multiple offers. We
Yes.
had one at
They're getting
3365
multiple
Bella
offers.
Road is ours. And
Yep.
at 21 days, we did a $10,000 price reduction. We'd already got a ton of action anyway, but we hadn't got an offer in 21 days. That's because the Iran war situation had just happened. And we lowered our price $10,000, and then we had multiple offers. And I had to say, bring your highest and best. And what happened? We ended up going $3,000 above our original asking price.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So, if they're priced right, they're going to sell.
Mhm.
So let's talk about part number 8, which what this means for buyers. So if you're a buyer watching this, and most of our audience are buyers, this is probably the best market that we've seen in years for negotiation. You have more options, you have less competition, you have more negotiating power, and sellers are becoming more realistic to what is actually going to flip their property. But the best properties still move quickly, especially beachside, especially if they're walkable to Flagler or to Canal, if they're updated, and if they're investment-friendly homes and short-term rental.
Yeah.
These are always ones that are going to.
They're always going to move quick. I agree with that, and it is a buyer's market, like you said. I do think that there's a lot of inventory and less competition. However, once interest rates do drop, I believe it's going to change again, and it'll be a little more competitive.
Sure, I think this Iran war thing, as soon as this ends and grocery prices go down and gas prices go down and the Fed chair just changed, the Fed chair just changed, Jerome Powell's out, and so that's going to change. Interest rates are going to go down. I think that we're going to see this, slowly going down for a little, and then we're just going to see it pop. It's going to go crazy. So let's also talk about what these stats mean for buyers. So, sellers. Yes. Okay. So if you're a seller, you can absolutely still sell in this market. Okay, I have a $3.3 million home that we're less than 30 days that we're going under contract today on. So you can still sell in this market, but you have to understand that this is no longer name your price. Exactly. This is no longer name your price like 20, 21, and 22. Presentation matters. Pricing matters again. Marketing matters again, and how you present your home to the market. Absolutely. And honestly, this is where experienced agents separate themselves. This is where I come in, and I'm different than somebody that's listing your house that's from an Orlando agent. That is ridiculous. That's unbelievably stupid. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you've listed your house in New Smyrna Beach with an Orlando agent, but it's just not smart. They don't understand the rental zones. They don't understand, the appreciation rates. They don't understand North Beach versus Central Beach versus Beachside South versus Bethune versus Mainland. They don't understand these things, and so it's not smart. So this is, again, where experienced agents separate themselves, because in a shifting market, strategy matters way more than when it did during the other earlier years, during the frenzy years.
Exactly. And I feel like your advantage over some other agents in some other areas is that you can promote your listings to other areas that people are actually moving from. So we've got people coming up from Miami that are looking to move here. We're marketing in those areas. We're showing people down there homes here. We're marketing in New York and Ohio and New Jersey, places that we know people are really looking, because if we're being realistic, nobody in our zip code is moving within our zip code. Nobody from 32169 is moving into 32169 because they're locked into great interest rates. Exactly.
No one from 32168 is probably moving into 32169 because there's a price difference.
There's a price difference, and they're locked into their
interest rates. But let's talk about a perfect example. Andrew and Angela watch our videos, are down from Michigan, and they've looked at 2 properties, made an offer on both of them. Both of them were my listings. So for sellers, I can promote mine because there are a lot of, one is in Waterway East, and there's 7 units in Waterway East. So of course, if they want to look in Waterway East, I'm going to show my unit. This is for sellers. I'm going to show them my unit, of course, because they're very close to the same and they're all priced pretty much the same thing. Overall, we're seeing not a collapse. This is getting to be normalized, and honestly, the healthier long-term for buyers and sellers. That's what it's become. It's healthier for both sides of things. The frenzy market was never sustainable forever. Everybody knew that. This was a quick thing. The interest rates maybe never get so low. Houses never maybe go so fast. This feels much more like a real market again.
It feels realistic, and it feels like it is getting a little more stable. And I like that, because when we're in a stable market, there's a little bit of give and take on each side. And I think that's the most fair. That's what we need, and that's the most fair version that we've seen so far.
Agreed. So listen, if you're thinking about buying, if you're thinking about selling, if you're thinking about investing or relocating to New Smyrna Beach or anywhere in coastal Volusia County, please reach out. Don't hesitate to email, text, call, set up
Yeah.
a Zoom invite.
Got
And if
questions.
you're not moving to Costa Volusia, but you're still thinking about moving somewhere, or you're thinking about selling, reach out. We have agents all over the country that we can help, that we can pre-qualify for you, or we can give you a name and a number and be like, this person's great for selling, or we're helping you buy somewhere. Listen, because we get phone calls, emails, text messages, and Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So whether it's 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you move to the beach. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you get all the updates and notifications about New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. Thanks so much for joining us. I have to go. I'm going to wither away from how much I'm sweating today. It is hot outside. This is how much we love you guys, is to do this kind of stuff. And I'm literally withering away all 210 pounds of myself.
But you know what? I love it. It's sunshine. It's Florida. That's why we're here.
Yep, absolutely. Till next time, guys. Thanks.
Bye.